Listening audience and watching audience as well. We have a very special interview in our studio. We're going to spotlight here for the next few minutes for you. Our friends from Care Patrol of the Greater Chattanooga area are going to join us for an interview. They're going to tell us what they do and what they can do to help you and your family, especially those maybe that's looking for a different phase of their life. They're going to tell you all the things that they can offer for that. The two people that's joining me here, we're going to start off. I'll start off from my left for the ladies first. We got Allison here.
Thank you.
Allison is here, and then Marty is here, and so we're going to welcome both of them into our broadcast this afternoon. We'll start off with Marty, though. How about that? We'll let Marty speak first. That doesn't happen very often, does it, Marty?
It does not.
It is his business.
It is his business.
I'm going to let him start.
Well, that's kind of what I thought. We'll start off with the big boss and see how it goes from there. But Marty, first of all, good afternoon. Tell us a bit about yourself and a little bit how you got involved with Care Patrol of Greater Chattanooga.
Sure. Well, thanks for having us here. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here and share Care Patrol and what we do and how we help families in the Hamilton, Bradley, McMinn, Polk, Ray County areas.
So all of our areas.
Yes, all the areas. So I, about 6 years ago, was looking for business opportunities and came across Care Patrol, a senior living placement service. And it just felt right for me. I had seen in my personal life the impact of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's on my father. And as I said, I saw how difficult that can be for a caregiver in the home. And it felt right for me. And it's an opportunity for me to help people and guide people through the process of finding senior living options and senior care options. You know, there's some things in life that we like to think about and we plan for.
Sure. Retirement, some of that.
Summer vacations, building a house. We like to think about those things and plan for them. You know what we don't like to think about? Aging.
Yes.
Our health.
Yep.
We don't think about those things, but we will all come to a point in life where we have to face it.
That's it.
And sometimes, people are in the fire, mom or dad's in a hospital or a rehab facility, and maybe going back home alone is not safe or wise for them, but they don't know what to do. They don't know what's out there. They don't know how it works. That's where we step in and guide them through that process and help them not just find a place or a care option, but find the best place and the best care option for their individual needs.
Yep.
Everyone's different. Everyone's needs are different. And what worked for your neighbor's mom or dad might not work for your mom or dad.
That's true. So true. Marty's here with us. Marty Burkart, right?
Yes.
I don't know where I got Burkart from, but Burkart is here with us. He is the owner of Care Patrol of Greater Chattanooga. Allison Daris.
Correct.
Is here with us as well. Allison, tell us a little bit. I know you were nodding a lot there when Marty was talking.
Yes.
You were agreeing with a lot that he was talking about there. Navigating the maze and the stress. I know that's what a lot of families are going through.
Sure.
Probably when they come to you.
Yes.
And you try to take that stress away. Say, just tell us a little bit about the person that you're wanting to get placed, and then we can start doing what we do, right?
Exactly. So Care Patrol's model is kind of based on a social worker / real estate agent model.
I like that.
So when we meet with a family, we do a very in-depth care discovery of their specific needs, their care needs, what their budget is, ideally maybe what communities they're familiar with that they might want to take a look at. And we really dig in. I mean, we talk about VA benefits, long-term care insurance benefits. Like Marty said, a lot of what we do is educating. So we talk to families about that whole continuum of care, from non-medical in-home care up to skilled nursing, and when it's appropriate to do specific things, when those different levels of care are going to meet their needs. Based on that care discovery, then we present the family typically with at least 3 communities to consider. And those communities, we choose those based on that person's specific needs. Part of what we kind of do is we help narrow down that process. Somebody who's in a crisis situation, who's got to find a place for, mom, dad, a spouse to go to quickly, doesn't have time to call 20-plus communities and say, what do you do?
Right.
How can you help me? Do you have what I need? And so we really, really take that process and make it very simple and easy for families and kind of narrow it down to what's going to meet their specific needs, and then they can make a very informed, educated decision quickly.
It sounds like you kind of take all those, kind of look at it under a microscope. It's not just casting a net and like a lot of things do. You just cast a net, you catch everybody, you pull them in, then you realize this really wasn't for me. But now I'm kind of in a situation, I don't know really what to do. I'm kind of stuck. So you guys kind of start taking those and cherry picking things, and this is not good, this is not good. You dwindle it down, and you give them the best 3 options that you were talking about there. Well, here's the thing that as I was doing a little bit of research, that I was very surprised to learn. All these services are provided to them at no charge. Is that right?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
So explain that, because that I'm sure a lot of people are really interested. But tell us the next phase of this.
Again, so families are in a crisis situation. They don't know what to do. They need help. Shouldn't have to pay someone to help you through that process and help you find someone. That's our view, at least.
Right.
So we do provide those services free of charge to the families. Families never pay us a penny for our assistance.
All right.
We are paid by the providers in our network, and I've got 60 plus providers in my network in the greater Chattanooga area that I work with. And when someone moves into a community, we are compensated by that community. But families never have to pay us for that help.
Wow. What a relief that is, too, is when you're navigating through all these things, some of the things you're probably thinking about is budget.
Most definitely.
So to have you guys on your side, on your team, it's part of your team, it's almost like, like you're professional ball players. I mean, you guys are their agents. You're going to go in, you're going to find the best deal for them, best circumstance for them.
Yep.
You're going to say, here we go. Here's what we think you should do based on what our meetings and everything, the information that we gathered. Again, we're speaking with our friends today of Care Patrol of Greater Chattanooga. They service all the areas that we are probably filtering out to this afternoon on the radio and on mixtv.tv. Marty and Allison are telling us about those things. So let's see, talk about, a lot of times in the healthcare fields, we want to make sure that people are certified and everybody is knowing what they're doing. Tell me about that type of thing with your company.
Sure. I carry a nationally recognized certification, CSA, Certified Senior Advisor. It's a pretty ardent educational process going through that. And it's really just about learning how to work with seniors. Some of the difficulties that they have, vision, hearing, and how do you talk to a senior? A lot of times people want to talk to seniors like you would talk to a baby. Well, they don't like that.
Right,
They're not babies.
Nope.
Right.
So it's learning how to work with seniors, learning about services that are available to seniors, and lastly, and probably most importantly, there's also an ethics portion of that.
Yes.
So Care Patrol, our advisors, we all go through that process. We're tested. We have to maintain that certification with continuing education credits. And I'm proud to say that I have that. I've got that nationally recognized certification to help seniors and their families through this process.
Wow. It seems like these days that there is so many options. We have assisted living, we have independent living, we have memory care, we have nursing homes, we have all these different things. And I could see, as someone that hasn't planned, because a lot of times you don't plan for these things, like you said a while ago.
Most people don't.
Yeah, most people don't. And then the next thing you know, you're like, okay, now remind me, did they provide assisted living or memory care living? What did they do? And then you're trying to remember all these things at a time. It's very stressful. So you guys take all that away, navigate the maze and the stress, certified advisors. It's all no cost to the family. So, boy, it sounds like a no-brainer. Why would you not call Care Patrol?
Exactly.
I mean, really,
exactly.
Seriously.
And I am going to touch on a few things. One thing that Marty did not mention about certification, Yes, ethically, we definitely do the right thing. I've had a doctor ask me before, what stops you from just recommending the most expensive communities to people? And I said, because of ethics.
Right.
We're going to present them with the communities that best meet that particular person's needs. And that's why we have so many choices and options, because it's not cookie cutter. The same thing isn't the right for every person. The other piece of that, though, is Marty is born and raised in Cleveland, Tennessee. He's a local guy. And between Marty and myself and Tempa Finch, who's the other person on the Care Patrol team, we have over 20 years experience in senior care.
Wow.
So we really have an understanding of this business from the inside out. We have very in-depth relationships with the communities that we work with and the providers that we work with. We work with people that we know are going to provide a good service.
Yeah.
We're not going to recommend a service that's not going to be beneficial to a family. When we're talking about communities, we are looking at state surveys and things of that nature. So we're looking at a whole great big picture to make sure that we are presenting families with safe, good options for their particular needs.
And I would say that, it's unfortunate, but it is the world we live in. You've got to think about the financial side of that for well. I mean, doesn't do any good. Hey, I can get you in the best place in the world, but I know you can't afford it.
Right.
I mean, so, those things doesn't help. And I know you guys know the ins and outs of all of that and all of the other things that people have to consider. And I'm sure you probably bring up questions during your consultation with these families that they probably hadn't even thought about yet.
Yes.
What if mom or dad gets better, or what if this, what if that? You probably have those questions probably memorized. We say, here, if this happens, here's what's going to happen for you with this particular facility and how they do things. So there's probably a lot of things that you wouldn't go to a doctor and for a dentist appointment to go to a doctor, you go to a dentist. So if you're looking for someone that's going to help you plan something like this out, why not go with somebody that has the experience, that has the knowledge of multiple places, that can tell you about everything that can help you across the gauntlet of this industry, and that's what Care Patrol can do for you. I like your catchphrase, we are on patrol because we care.
Yes.
And so that is really a cool way to kind of encapsulate it right there. All right, I'm going to come back independently before we go. Again, we're talking with our friends, Care Patrol, Greater Chattanooga. They are a place that can help you place those loved ones in the facility that is going to be best for you. You're going to do your due diligence, and you're going to make sure that they're right there. So, Marty, let's come back over to you, sir.
Yes.
In closing, just whatever you feel you want to make sure that the listening and watching audience gets to know this afternoon.
Well, with us, it all starts with an in-person meeting. We are local. Allison, Tempa, and myself, we live here in the Chattanooga, Cleveland area. And we're going to sit down with you and meet with you in person and get to know mom or dad and what their needs are. What things do they need help with? How much help do they need? We'll talk about finances and budget and locations, and then we can recommend options for you. But it doesn't stop there. We go with the family on those visits to the communities we recommend. That's where, as Allison mentioned, this business is modeled on a social worker and real estate model.
Right.
So that's where we're a little like a real estate agent, where we're taking families to the communities that we're recommending for them, introducing them to the staff and letting them see that community so they can decide if that indeed does fit their needs.
That's wonderful. Allison?
We're always with them all the way. We're
Yes.
just always with them all the way through, and then following up with them afterward as well.
Okay. Allison, over to you. What would you like to say in closing here?
I just think, like you said, it's kind of a no-brainer. Somebody who is in the market to look at things like this, I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of a free service like this. And the reality is a lot of the families that we meet with, that we help, they're in a crisis. They literally have a loved one coming out of a hospital, a rehab situation, and they've got to find something quickly. So, we definitely want to be your go-to resource in situations like that. But also, too, Educate yourself. Maybe mom or dad, maybe you want to kind of get an understanding what's available down the road. Maybe you just want to go ahead and pick a community and, know that in 3 years when mom needs it, that's where she's going to go.
Right.
So you don't have to make that decision in a crisis situation. My piece of advice is just to look into things sooner rather than later, and you don't have to do it alone. We're here to help you.
All right, so again, this has been a very special segment with our friends, Care Patrol of Greater Chattanooga. Marty and Allison, very, very knowledgeable folks, can help you get through those tough times in your life when you don't really know where to go, where to turn. You're always wanting an expert. No matter what you do in life, you want somebody to guide you that has the knowledge in the certain field or whatever, whether it's a repair or whatever you're trying to get done. You want that person to be very knowledgeable of what the options are, and they can help you with Care Patrol. Care Patrol, we are on patrol, again, because we care. Yep. Give them a call, and let's give that final information here, Marty or Allison, whoever, which one. Call, website, whatever we want to do to get people to get in contact with you.
So you can reach us on the telephone, 423-779-2090. And we're on, you can look at our website, www.carepatrol.com/Chattanooga.
Okay. So www.carepatrol/Chattanooga.
Correct. And
Okay.
you can also find us on Facebook, LinkedIn. Yeah.
So many ways to reach out.
Many ways to reach us. And the number Marty gave, it's our main number. So
Okay.
you may get any of the three of us when you call that number, but we're all on the same team and we work together to take care of our clients.
Well, guys, it was great to have you in. Thanks so much for what you guys are doing.
Thank
Again,
you.
all these services that we're talking about as at no charge to you, the family. So take advantage of this service with our friends of Care Patrol of Greater Chattanooga. Guys, great to have you in this afternoon.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
All right,
Thank
we're
you.
going to go ahead and get to the top of the hour now. Fox News and everything coming up next. So stay put. Mix 104.1.
Broadcasting from the Kia of Cleveland.